In this video, I'll be going over different ways to price your Etsy listings. Now, to be transparent, this is just my own personal opinion on this, and I'm still pretty much a newbie to Etsy, but this is how I go about pricing my KDP books and how I would go about pricing things in general for Etsy. I currently sell digital papers. I have 5 current listings on Etsy. I really want to sell more and get into more niches. I just haven't had the time to. So let's get started with digital papers since that's what I have on here anyways. And how you price this is definitely going to be personal preference, but this is how I go about it. So first, I look at my competitors. I look at whatever niche I'm in. So I would type in the exact niche that I have. So if I have let's just do a cat scrapbook paper or cat digital paper, I would type that in and I'll actually search that up. And then I would see what the competitors are selling them for. So we have a bunch of them for 50% off, 70% off, but looking at the actual pricing that they're selling at, $1.42, $2.58, $2.70, $1.50, $7.47. Not sure if that's multiple. It looks like you get multiple there. $2.12, $1.65, $2. So it looks like we're between the $1 to $2, sometimes $3 range. So that's kind of where I would start. And the ones that are 50% off, like they're $3.78. This one's 33% off for $2.99. 70% off, $3.32. 40% off, $4.50. So I would go through, see what's selling, what pricing works. So anything below $5, I think, for a basic digital paper would be good. Probably even less than that, probably below $3. And definitely look at ones that are similar to yours. Like, how many patterns are you selling? And go from there. So I would find ones very, very similar to what you have in regards to size, what you're offering, how many patterns you have, etc. So then I would go over to this Etsy calculator tool, and this is your profit calculator because you want to make sure you're actually making a profit. And I'll go through a few other niches after this, but I just want to go over the basics. So this Etsy profit calculator is actually from Everbee, and they are sponsoring this video. So for a sales price, let's say we do $2.99 for digital paper. And let's just hit calculate. So over here, it shows my net profit and then your cost of goods sold, shipping cost, fees, and then it shows your actual net profit down here. So that's really, really helpful because if you're expecting to get $2.99 every single sale and that's your actual profit, then you're going to be in for a shock when it's actually $2.26. And that might not be a large difference for one, but if you're selling hundreds, then that's definitely going to make a big impact. So if you're selling something other than digital paper, so let's say you're doing, let's do maybe like ornaments. We'll do Christmas ornaments. There we go. I had to figure out how to spell that out for a second there. So let's say you're doing custom ornaments or you have cute little designs. So the pricing for this is going to vary very, very differently. And I don't have a ton of experience in selling non-digital products, but you definitely want to account for your supplies, the hours that you've worked, shipping, everything like that. And I think looking at competitors works for basically every niche. That can go for like TVs or microwaves or books and ornaments, shoes. You can do it for bags, blankets, jackets, clothes. Literally anything you can think of. Food. Like, competitors go off of each other. If someone is selling a 12 count of eggs for $20 and everyone else is at $2, and the $20 eggs most likely aren't going to sell if they're the same exact thing or very similar, and so on. You can do that for anything. So for ornaments, if you're selling your custom ornaments for $15, but then other people have them for $100, you're most likely to get more sales if you have the same type of product, same amount of effort, everything like that. But if you're spending $20 in product, then you're actually going to be in a loss. So you definitely want to be careful with that. But all of these are different prices. So let's just go to the calculator again. It's the calculator. And let's see here, shipping price. So let's see, say you're selling an ornament for $19.99 because that seems to be a price I've seen before. Not really here. We have $8.99 different ones, but we'll go with that. Shipping is $4.99. Okay, we're not going to do a discount. Cost of item, let's say it costs you $5 to do the item. Shipping cost for order, I feel like, let's see, this is what it costs you to ship the order. Default is $4.50 for physical products. Shipping price is what you charge your customers for shipping. So let's just say that you charge the same amount, so you don't make any sort of money on actually shipping. Right now, if we calculate that, you're actually in a profit of $12.17. So that's overall pretty good. I feel like it's a net profit margin of 48.72%. But this is all going to be dependent on your own personal preferences and what you want to actually do. But you can add in your advertising and you can do payment method. You can expand this even more and add in all different types of cost. So I highly, highly recommend using this when you're trying to figure out what to actually price your product at. So let me scroll up and let's do another digital product. So we'll do like resume template. We'll do with photo and see what comes up here. So we have $5.48, $3.99, $7.97, $5, $7, $8, $5, $3, $10, all different types. So I would price mine between probably $4.99 and $8.99. Just doing a quick glance off of this. Obviously, if my resume is very similar to these, that's what I would go off of. Since this is a highly competitive niche, I'd probably price lower to try to get some sales first, like $2.99 or something like that. But that's just another example. So let's do something else here. Let's do a social media kit template and look at what comes up here. So we have $22, $18, $21. All these are different too. So this one up here is for real estate, social media, which is completely different than, for example, a 2-page media kit template here. So definitely make sure you're looking at ones that are actually for the product that you have. But again, I would just look at the different pricing. I would try to somewhat be in the middle. If it's very competitive and I want to get more sales and it's not going to affect my profit too much, like if I'm okay with having less profit, then I would price lower. If I feel like my book is definitely higher quality or my product is definitely higher quality and I want to price higher, then I can price on the higher end or above everybody else, especially if I want to run ads. There are so many different ways to go about it, but using this calculator here is definitely going to be very, very helpful. So let me just take, for example, one of these, and we'll do the 2-page media kit, or we'll pick one that has some more money here. Let's see. Social media planner, $10.70. Let's go to Etsy calculator. Okay. And we can even just hide the advanced there. So let's do $10.70. There's no shipping for digital products. It's just a download. There's zero cost, zero here. Calculate. So let's see. Oh, I added $50 for cost of item. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let me just add in a zero, hit calculate. So it's a net profit of $9.23 and an 86.26% net profit margin. So this would be a good amount of money. Digital products don't have all the other additional costs. You probably could include your cost of subscriptions, like if you use Canva, for example, or Bookbolt or something like that. But that's more of a monthly expense, in my opinion, than per product kind of expense. I guess it really depends if you bought any sort of graphics or images to use. But if you didn't pay anything else extra, then that is what your net profit and net profit margin would be. And it goes over the revenue, the cost, everything like that. So I highly, highly recommend using that and try not to overthink it. I think sometimes overthinking the pricing can make it more complicated than it really has to be. And you can always adjust your price if you're not happy with it. So again, to be transparent, I am still a newbie when it comes to Etsy, but this is what I do in general for pricing. And I really, really hope this was helpful. So please feel free to comment below any questions. I'll do my best to answer them, and remember to be kind. So thank you so much for watching and listening to this video, and I hope that you have a great day.